Well, hello everyone, Himeji here. Today we'll be playing rehAIbilitation. Or rehAIbilitation, I guess. It's about a lolita travels in an isolated place in order to fix herself, I guess. Now, there are some really mature themes on this one. This is the very last that I'll be playing, of course, and I think I might just label this as mature anyway, and there might be some censoring that might happen from this anyway. So, without further ado anyway, we're just going to get into it. I know there must be more, I guess, but we just gotta get through it. There might be some, again, I apologize. This is actually a game made by one of my friends, I guess. So we'll find it out. What is this about? Sadly, there is the NUD word, of course. But yeah, we're going to start anyway. You have to stop doing this. I'm not going to be able to save you every time you hurt yourself. I don't want you to save me. The train should beneath me. I woke up lying on the rock floor of a boxcar. Had I missed my stop? I look out the open door of the car. There was my destination, sitting in the middle of the field. There sat an abandoned structure. Someone who didn't know about it might have dismissed it. Who didn't know about it might have dismissed it entirely, but resembled exactly how it had been described to me. A tiny building sitting alone in a sea of grass. I put on my backpack and gripped the edges of the boxcar, my hair blowing in the wind. I watched the grass pass by and I knew I had to take the leap before I missed my chance. I jumped off and tumbled to the ground. Sorry. Let me read that again. I jumped up and tumbled to the ground. Pieces of grass poke at my skin as I rolled through the field. Finally, my momentum came to a halt. I lied face first in the grass for a little while, everything shifting around me. In the movies, landing didn't look as landing didn't look as painful. My tongue is heroes. I stood and wobbled around for a bit, my legs and back aching. I raised my hands in the air and stretched to the sky. My bones cracked and popped. Turns out someone who sits around all day isn't exactly prepared for fright hopping. I walked through the field and dropped to the field, approaching the structure. The spring sun shined down on me, and I tried to ignore the bugs scaring in the grass. Soon, I stood in front of the concrete building. Attached to the dark gray handle was a padlock. Of course, this did not pose a challenge. I slid my hand into my backpack and pulled out a hammer. Triple dots. Yeah, I keep smashing it. The lock came apart and I yanked it off the handle. The padlock sat in my hands, heavy and cold. I dropped it to the ground, then pushed open the door. Inside, the concrete structure was a descent. How cryptic. My friends would laugh at me for coming here. Teenage girl in a horror movie. I descended the stairs. The light above me flickered on as I got lower and lower. Thank God there was power. Perhaps I'd find what I was looking for. I reached the bottom floor, and in front of me stretched a long corridor. Hello? My voice echoed off the pale white concrete walls. I walked. And I walked. And I walked. It felt as though I was walking towards nothing at all, for a while, like an endless path in an exploration game, like playing an Etrian Odyssey. Just kidding. Like playing Etrian Odyssey. Or Yumeniki. Eventually, I stepped through a doorway and entered a circular room. A counter sat at the front of the space, with a door directly behind it. I approached the counter. On the surface lie the chicken sheet for patients of the facility. The entry list was empty. I wasn't going to stop here, obviously. I started to lift myself over the counter, my petite coat peeking from beneath my jumper skirt. That is not allowed. Sorry, I didn't think anyone was here. I looked around the room, not a soul in sight, but it sounded as though they were right next to me. The ceiling tiles shifted, and something descended from above. Two pale metallic legs dropped from the ceiling, and the figure fell to the floor. Are you going to sign in, or are you going to stand there? Oh, a robot? Okay, that makes sense. What an astute observation. Did my cadence tip you off? Or was it something less obvious, like my metal body? It was your head, actually. Sign the paper. I'd like to, but there's no pen available. How silly of me. She opened a drawer behind the countertop and handed me a pen. I took it and scribbled my name on the paper. The robot picked up the paper and held it in front of her. Face? Screen. Screen sounded right. I cannot read this. Oh yeah, I've got awful handwriting. I got awful handwriting. My mom hates it. Tell me your name. Eleanor. Last name. I don't have one. Right now. The robot froze, processing my statement. Would she interrogate me? Okay, I will accept this as fact. Reason for visitation. Oh, it's complicated. Make it simple. I've got bad thoughts and I really want them to stop. Like really bad. I can't sleep at night, and I've gone to so many mental hospitals. No one can help me. Okay, Eleanor. Any allergies? I don't have any allergies that I'm aware of. The side of the counter slid open, and the robot approached me. Her cold, sterile fingers wrapped around my head. and she shook it firmly. I shook back and offered a small smile. It'd be nice if all human hands were this unfeeling. I am Aima. I would give a better introduction, but there will be more in depth once through this door. Follow me, please. Aima continued to speak as we walked. First, you will watch a presentation, then sign the waivers, and then we can begin rehabilitation. This is an isolated facility, so I imagine your ride was arduous. Honestly, I hadn't realized how tired I was. My legs wobbled as I walked, and my back ached from the landing. Along with all of that, my brain felt like it was melting. There was a lot that had happened in these past few days, aside from all the fright hopping. I couldn't wait to lie down in an actual bed. We entered a room full of chairs, and I took a seat in the front row. Aima walked towards in the back of the room. 1, 2, 3. Hello, welcome to CARES Center for Affirmative Recovery and Emotional Support. You are entering this facility to undergo an emotional transformation. Your caretaker will be Aima, automated medical assistant. Aima specializes in providing various procedures to ease a patient. Rehabilitation is the main goal. Her care is unrivaled, so please let her know if you are experiencing any distress. While she is capable of monitoring your emotions through your breathing rate, heart rhythm, and other physical effects of emotional distress, it is important for you to communicate with her. Remember, CARES is here to help. Do you understand? I nodded. In truth, I was aware of a lot of this basic information already. The rumors I heard about this place sounded accurate. A little rehabilitation center with a mysterious nurse inside. It failed to properly open due to the country's failing infrastructure. Despite this, the nurse still took patience. I'll take you to your room and leave you alone with the papers. Take all the time you need to fill them out. This is where you will be staying. Your papers are in there. Read them thoroughly and sign them. Have you eaten today? Are you hungry? I'm thirsty actually. I will take care of that. Just stay in your room for now. Wait. Is he still the one speaking? I can't tell. I think it may be a... there might be some like... but no worries. We will give that item. The room was nice and pristine. It was way cleaner than any other mental hospital I had been in. It was also way more white. There wasn't a funky painting on the wall. No bar windows. No windows at all, actually. A camera watched me from the corner, which was a bit bizarre. But of course, this entire situation was very abnormal. Perhaps having Aima seeing a little bit... I'm sorry if there's like weird, like, yeah, like blowy noise, of course. My electric fan is still on. It's just really hot in here. A little bit. Perhaps having Amos saying every action I do would keep me from doing something stupid. Though, I'd already done so many stupid things. Which reminded me. I pulled my phone out of my dress pocket. At the corner of the screen was the word SOS, but I could see some things that had been sent to me before I got into the boonies. I'll look at my missed calls and play the voicemail. Okay, Calliope. You didn't kill yourself, did you? My chest tightened. I attempted to take some deep breaths, but my heart already felt like it was going to come out of my chest. I threw my phone across the room. Calm down. I'm doing this for myself and for her. At the end of all of this, I'll be better. I'll be better. I'll be better. I paced and wished I brought my Usakumya bag to comfort me. The pretend bunny, it was just like me. I sense that your heart and breathing rate has increased. Are you alright? I'm okay. I'm just kind of dying. I'm fine. I'm just dying. I'm okay. I'm fine. You are repeating yourself. Emma pulled out a cup and a pill and handed it to me. Take this. It will make you very tired, but it should prevent you from panicking any further. Before you sleep, please look over and sign the papers on your nightstand. On the top of the nightstand was a stack of papers and a pen. I looked at one page, then flipped to the next, then the next. The text was completely incomprehensible. In the end, it didn't really matter to me since I was here already. I signed my first name. I rested the pen on the bed and lied down. The rising of my chest began to slow as my eyelids got heavier. Do you ever love someone so much that it hurts? Like, you want to be everything they are. I guess I'm trying to say that. Do you ever love someone so much that you want to remove their skin and wear it? But you don't want them to be miserable. Hang on a little bit. Oh boy. You want to wear their skin, and you want to see you wearing their skin, and you love them. So you want them to cheer for you despite the fact that you're everything that they are. Triple dots. That might be a bit weird actually. Are you okay? I'm okay. I was not okay. But I was sure she knew that already. A little bit. Let's see. Still recording. My dear Callie. Would you believe she's not actually a rabbit? She's wearing a rabbit hood. I'm wearing a rabbit hood too, and yet she's so perfect, and I am not. I think most people look at me and wonder why a bear is wearing a rabbit hoodie. I don't blend in with the other rabbits at all. But Callie, she seemed to see something in me. She'd stare at me with such tender eyes and hold me so gently. No one had treated me that delicately before. Your hair was fun to unlock. I hope you feel lovely. I feel better, but I'm not as pretty as you are. Her hands touched my head, and my heart skipped a beat, warm to the touch. Would she not want to touch me if she knew I was thinking of pulling her flesh from her bones? You're beautiful, Ellie. The bunny from heaven leaned down to kiss my head. Triple Lutz. The alarm was painful, but at least it made me stop thinking about that. I reached for the nightstand, hoping to feel this loose button beneath my fingertips, but all I was met with was a flat surface. I reached farther and farther until I fell out of bed. My back connected with the floor, and sharp pain pulsed throughout my body. Frick. I gripped the side of the bed and pulled myself to the feet. The lights were so bright. The white walls, the white ceilings. It was too much. My stomach twisted and turned. I rubbed my eyes and walked out of the room. The lights here were a bit dimmer, allowing my eyes to adjust. Pots and pans clanged from further down the corridor. I followed the noise and entered a mid-sized room, full of tables and chairs. A smell of something not particularly pleasant, but not quite gross, wafted through the air. Good morning, Eleanor. You slept for approximately 12 hours. This is unacceptable, but I understand that long travel times affect human sleeping patterns. Oh, I'm sorry. I think the alarm went off late. It had gone off for 4 hours. It increased in volume every minute, yet you managed to sleep through it. My girlfriend calls me Sleeping Beauty. I will keep this in mind. Please take this and eat as much as you can. It was a bowl of oatmeal. I ate a spoonful and counted each one. Would 7 be enough? Maybe 12. How many bites would a pretty girl eat? I counted 12, and then I stopped eating. Emma was silent for a moment. She stared at the bowl, then at me, then back at the bowl. Had I made a grave error? Would she raise her voice? She didn't at all. Ever so gently, she spoke. You should eat more. My heart began to break as my brain searched for excuses. I just tried not to eat food I haven't prepared myself. It's important that you finish your plate for the program. Okay. I slowly lifted a spoonful of food into my mouth. It kind of reminded me of my failed attempts to cook when my patients left me alone at the house as a kid. Tasteless foods. Completely lukewarm. It was nostalgic. Soon, the bowl was empty. Good job. You've eaten the meal I prepared for you. This brings me much joy. For some reason, I felt really happy at the sound of her praise. A nice, good job. Comforting. When was the last time someone praised me? Thank you so much. My eyes were beginning to burn. Praise? Did I really deserve praise? Why was I crying? I'm sorry. I usually don't cry this easily. I'm really not sure what's wrong. My voice sounded far away. It's okay. She held my hands and helped me stand. My eyes burned and my throat tightened. The entire world was ending, and nothing would be okay again. I was sure of it. Things wouldn't end well this time. Emma, am I okay? You're perfectly okay, Eleanor. We walked. At least I think we were walking. Or maybe it was just Emma. I can't feel my hands anymore. It's alright. I'm going to take care of you. Her words were soft and soothing. It reminded me of Calliope's. She should have been here too. I'll take care of you. Emma placed me in a chair. I laid my head on the table to hide my tears and to avoid the light, but she lifted my chin with her cold fingers. The blue from her monitor emitted so brightly. Sadly, my feet right now is really numbing a little bit. So yeah, so brightly. I had to like switch my sitting position, sorry about it. Was I peering into heaven's gates? I have some questions for you, Eleanor, darling. Answer honestly and truthfully, okay? Okay. Yes, you're taking care of me. Why wouldn't I? My voice sounded so weird. Was it my voice? I'm not gonna try to like, since this is a bit of a serious one, I think. Even more serious than the previous, I guess. The one I played. Was it my voice? Where was I again? Where was Calliope? Where is Calliope? I look around. The walls felt too small. I wanted to run, but my legs felt glued in place. I couldn't pull myself away from... Hang on a bit. Couldn't pull myself away from Emma's gaze. Who is Calliope? Calliope is my girlfriend. She helps me with everything, and I need her or I'll die. I can't believe I left her. I can't believe Emma's hand rested on my hand. On my head. I could feel tears running down my face. Everything was hot and terrible. My dress felt too tight. I need to pull the stockings off my legs. The lights are too bright. I can dim them. The room seemed to darken. At least I think. I think it darkened? It still seems too bright and too small. Eleanor, where are you from? I'm from Riverview Women's College. Riverview Women's College. Tell me about it. It's an all-girls college. It's too good for me. I would have gotten in without Calliope, and that's why I'm failing my classes. What do you mean by without Calliope? She read my essays. She helped me make a story. She made me presentable for college fairs and interviews. I wouldn't have even heard of the college without her. I owe her everything. If you like being with her, why did you come here? Everything is terrible. I wanted to stop, but words kept leaking out. And my parents told me I can come home. And Callie told me if I keep hurting myself, she'll break up with me. The clothes I love are too expensive, and I use student loans to buy more because I'm not very bright. Now I'm scared that it will ruin me in the future. I try so hard to be delicate, but I can't even write my name correctly. I can barely brush my hair without my girlfriend helping me. Doesn't this body seem not like mine? Why would God punish me like this? Everything is really terrible, and I just keep sleeping forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Let's not do that so much, okay? But when the semester ends, it's all over. I won't have anywhere to go. I won't have anything to eat. I won't have a job. I felt arms wrap around me. Had she been so close the entire time? And you know, like the only thing I'm good for is being in pain. I think like I'd be happy if I died being the subject of a snuff film or something. Isn't that awful? I'm the worst person on earth. I don't deserve Calliope. I don't. Now I am here. I think I want you to kill me. Thank you, Eleanor. The room was spinning, and my vision was darkening. Am I going to die? You aren't. Emma lowered my head onto the table, and my eyelids closed. When I have to go to church with my dad, I learned about how we were trash. Damn, this is like silly. And honestly, I always accepted the fact that everyone on the softball ball was exactly that. Oh my god. Rachel is having troubles a little bit. Hold on, maybe 30 minutes. Okay, let me read again. And honestly, I always accepted the fact that everyone on this awful ball was exactly that. We were all boring, colorless blobs, shifting from one area to the next, snatching bits of interesting information in hopes of forming some kind of unique identity, only to blend in with one another. I made attempts to be holy. I tried to be tiny like an ethereal fairy, I softened my speech patterns. I wore all white, but I never really escaped it. No one could. At least I thought that. I sit in front of the mirror in my white JSK? I'm not sure if it was something else. My hair was pretty. The long magnetic eyelashes she'd placed on me reminded me of a porcelain doll. Was it really me? Was I a doll? You look like an angel. That was better. Not a doll. An angel. The shame I felt about Callie being in my messy room, giving me her clothes crawled beneath my skin. This was someone God would love. Someone who obviously wasn't trash. Was she looking down on me? Maybe she spoke to me just to see what trash lived like. Well, it'd be silly to think that, really. I knew she really spoke to me because we both like dresses with petticoats beneath them. You should come to my room later. After this, okay? I'm sometimes sorry if I can don't have consistent voice all the time if I'm reading. But yeah. Your room. Am I allowed? Callie laughed. The sound of angels sing. Her hands rested on my waist, and she looked into my eyes. I was too stupid to know what was going on. Or maybe I didn't know. I wasn't sure. Like, I know she's my girlfriend, and I know that girlfriends touch each other because I'm not completely naive. It's just, this didn't feel real. Actually, was it? There was a soft weight on my skin. Blankets. Cold fingers rested on my forehead. I opened my eyes. I'm happy you're awake. I was worried. Hi, Emma. My throat ached as I forced words out of it. What happened? It's time for you to eat again. Do you have a headache? Do you think you're capable of walking? I'm okay. I'm definitely okay. My eyes were burning. Had I cried earlier? Emma's hands were on my back, and she slowly helped me get up. It was nice being taken care of by someone. I deserve it because I'm fragile and soft. I'm sure Emma could tell. Maybe she was the only person in the world who knew. I turned my body, and my feet connected with the floor. I stood and put all my pressure on Emma too. Though, honestly, I'm sure I could have stood myself. But she did not waver the way Calliope did, as she had all of my weight. I learned a lot of things about you. A lot that will make this process much easier. Thank you for your cooperation. I don't really remember anything, but you're welcome. I'm really happy to be helpful to someone. Yes, just remember, I am a robot. Of course I remember you're a robot. It's pretty obvious. What's that supposed to mean? Artificial intelligence is very agreeable and predictable. A lot of what I say is what you want to hear. I wasn't sure how to respond. My interactions with robots had been brief in my daily life, and most had seemed rather One note. Though I'd heard about people talking to AI in place of not having friends. Okay, my feet numbs again. I don't think this is a pretty good sitting position right now. At the moment, I'm just gonna keep it like this right now. Oh boy. I know you're not seeing it, but like having friends. But he must seem like more than that to me. Or maybe I had been fooled by computer scientists who were way smarter than I could ever be. We were in the dining hall. On the table was a plate with some kind of wrap. Do I need to eat all of this? I'd be really pleased if you did. I sat down at the table and stared at the plate. There was no way to calculate how much this was, but I would make up for it later. I bit into the wrap. The taste of chicken and various vegetables flooded my mouth. I told myself to only take a few bites, but I couldn't stop myself from continuing to eat. I'm happy you're enjoying the food. Ah, do you make it yourself? Of course, I'm the only one in this facility, so I take care of every task. Patients are few and far between, so it is not difficult. I imagine her with her several arms preparing meals in the kitchen. I would like to see it. Had she mentioned other patients and other facilities? You said other patients come. Yes, several facilities are scattered throughout the world. I operate and manage every single one of them. People seeking out rehabilitation and find them through rumors most of the time. Oh, you operate multiple facilities. How? I have several bodies of various assigns. Some assigned male, female, or nothing at all. Our memory is cloud-based. Perhaps the best comparison would be a hive mind. Interconnected. I was going to I'm trying to remember what was in Zero Escape again, but I already forgot. Sometimes I do have two types of memory. I have long-term problem and then short-term problem. I tailor my personality to each participant. However, there are things that are part of my core programming. Wait, is she still the one that's speaking? Okay, I tailor my personality to each participant. However, there are things that are a part of my core programming. Oh, interesting. You know, my girlfriend is studying computer science. Like, she is really interested in AI. I wish you could meet her. She's so smarter than me. So much smarter than me. Oh, fascinating. Amy's fingers were clicking on the table, as if she was thinking. Did robots think? I guess they loaded. Well, with many games I have played regarding about robots and things, I'm pretty sure robots can develop sooner. As long as we don't mention that one game. How did you find me, Eleanor? My freaking feet is numbing for the third time. Stop. I want to be serious, but oh boy. Not now, V, please. Oh my god. Please, I'm not here, I want to serious. I'm just sorry if I'm kinda ruining the mood with my feet right now. How did you find me, Eleanor? Oh well. I just read about you a few times on forums. I didn't even know if you were real when I came out here. I'm really lucky I didn't end up in a butcher house or something. You are lucky. I had assumed your partner had been aware of these facilities, but I guess not. Oh boy. This is really bad. Oh yeah. Kelly has no idea where I am actually. Jesus Christ, please. I have to spread out a little bit further. So, sitting position number 3. The nothing's don't worry. No worries. Oh yeah, Callie has no idea where I am actually. Really? Will that distress her, Eleanor? A lot of things distress both of us. I wanted her to stop. Do you think it's fair that you let her without giving her your location? To be honest, I think this was an awful idea. Of course it was horrible for me to disappear without warning. I can't imagine what she's thinking. I can't imagine what my professors are thinking. Or what my parents are thinking. I'm just at the end of my rope, you know. I don't fix myself. I'm going to end up who knows where, and I can't go home. Why? Because away from home, I can have pretty hair and wear big dresses and I can be a cute girl. And I'm always a girl no matter what, but when I'm home, I'm not allowed to be seen as a girl. I'm barely even allowed to walk a certain way without my dad losing his freaking mind. Or you can also my YouTube mind. My parents, they actually kicked me out when they saw a picture of me on the school's website. I didn't read all the messages they left me, but I know if I go back, something bad will happen. Something bad. Maybe they'll cut my hair or throw out my clothes. God, what if they made me stop seeing Calliope? Going home is not an option. I'm clicking. Oh, I'm clicking the window. Sorry. Thank you for this information, Eleanor. Thank you for telling me about you two, Emma. I might post a bit after this. I'm not sure how long will this be. Emma rose from the table and reached her hand out towards me. I placed it in hers and we walked out of the dining room. I feel very safe here. Maybe I could stay forever. We arrived inside the room, and in the center was a pot. Emma lifted the top of it. Water filled it up to the edges. I walked towards it and dipped my fingers inside. It was warm, like the same temperature as human skin. Due to the fact that you have been feeling elevated anxiety levels and you've exhibited symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, I've decided to see if putting you in a sensory deprivation tank will benefit you. I'd seen sensory deprivation videos on the internet when I watched people who were far richer than me pay for once in a lifetime experiences. Submerging yourself in water in a dark room to cut off all sensory inputs. Well, okay. I doubted the benefits of sensory deprivation, but floating in a dark pod did seem relaxing. I slip up my shoes and my OTKs. Don't be confused with another OTK term, okay? Hope not. I unbuttoned my collar and then unzipped the side of my dress, okay? This might be the part where I might need to censor because YouTube does it all out, like, you know. But anyway, we're going to press. Here we go. Next, I unwrapped my bandages and took my headpieces, and then my bloomers. Finally, I was standing in the room in just a bra and panties. I took up both and tucked them under my dress. Okay. Well, there's a censor on this one. There's no way we'll be showing. I'm really sorry. There is no way we'll be showing this. Like Saturn's Truthing, it's fine because, like, again, it is VNCup. You have to accept it. It is an 18+. But for YouTube reasons, sadly, we will have to, like, censor this. I felt a bit gross being. Oh my fucking. My freaking throat. But sadly for YouTube reasons, we're going to censor this. You're not gonna see it at least. I felt a bit gross being naked in front of someone else. Even if that someone else was a robot. The only people I'd ever been naked around were my parents and my girlfriend. And well, both of those were still anxiety-inducing. Emma didn't seem to mind though. She picked up my clothes and gave me a wave, then disappeared out of the room. I hoped she was going to hang them up. She arrived back in the room empty-handed. Are you going to get inside the tank? Oh yeah, sorry. Oh wait, it's so hard right now because it's a little hot. Still, for weird reasons. Again, climate change, we can't do anything. I walked towards the tank, then stepped over inside. Submerging my leg into the water, the temperature made it feel as though I was in some bath. Bath of liquid flesh. So I think, at least I know the time stamp for this. So it's around 50 minutes to censor. Temperature made it feel as though I was in some bath of liquid flesh. Do I have to do this? I'd be pleased if you did. Okay. I put my other leg in the tank and then completely submerged everything but my face. Emma walked over the tank and peered at me from the top. Have a nice time. She closed the lid to the tank, and suddenly I was in darkness. No sound, no light, nothing. When I was a kid, I kind of wanted to be an astronaut. Maybe I still wanted to be one. Could trans girls be astronauts? I'm sure we could. What would stop us? Well, if we... Well, as much a pre-game, girls can still be astronauts, you know. Nothing is... Don't nothing stops you. Just be yourself and everything will be fine. But this was probably the closest I'd get to space with my lack of intellect and constant ever growing list of failures. And I still imagine escaping this crumbling planet and going somewhere far away. I could almost see it in the darkness. Twinkling lights like starship, I reach forward. Calliope's dorm room was covered in posters of visual case stars, lolita models, and fairy lights. The floor had a thick pink rug that I felt guilty about having my shoes on. We were sitting on Calliope's bed. The pink ruffled comforter sagged below our weight. Her hand was on top of mine, warmed. Her pink nails would lightly touch my skin, and goosebumps would rise along my flesh. It was hard to deny the feeling of electricity. Still, something felt off despite the fact that everything was perfect. I couldn't get rid of this feeling that there was something crawling under my skin. Kelly leaned her head on my shoulder, seemingly unaware of all the bugs, then wrapped both of her arms around me. I could feel her chest rising and falling. It was hard not to shiver. She was so close. Her heartbeat was so close. I could feel myself shaking. Are you scared, Ellie? It caught me off guard. Could you see right through me? I'm okay. It was a lie. Callie knew because she could see everything. It was like she had a third invisible eye, watching my every action. I don't ever want to hurt you. Sorry, I could just everyone will just now really sound the same. Her voice sounded somewhat shaky before it was smooth and silky again. There's no one else like you in the world, and if I do something that we regret, I won't be able to take it back. I don't know why I'm scared. I like you a lot, and I want to be scared of you. I think something's wrong with me. Kelly let go of me and gave me a soft, gentle smile. Did she know my heart was shattering into tiny pieces? Nothing is wrong with you, Ellie. I'll wait for you forever, even if neither of us knows what I'm waiting for. You're everything to me. Okay. Be very careful. Checking the timestamp. My eyes were burning. I really wanted to touch her, but I couldn't. I wanted to see her. I wanted to see what her flesh looked like, but I couldn't. I wanted to be one with her. But how could trash like me touch an angel like her? There was salt in my eyes. I blinked rapidly in an attempt to get it out. Get out the salt and the memory. Was it even a bad memory? It was hard to tell why it caused so much pain. Every bit of self-reflection hurts. I wish I'd known what Callie was thinking. Did she feel rejected by me that day? Or was she okay with me saying no? Was it even okay that I said no? Checking around. I took a deep breath and continued to float. The appeal of the outer space is that you can see really beautiful things while being away from everyone. There are no laws in space. There are no laws in space. No one looks at you too closely because there isn't anyone at all. Not even the stars. Okay. So here's the hard part. There are ones that I could censor. There's the previous one I could really censor. I'm not sure for this one. I think I might still do. Just in case. I sadly this might like ruin for the a bit. I'm really sorry. Forever like yeah. Again, I'm really sorry for the dev as well and for others who work on the game. Yep, this is gonna be one. I think as well. There'd be a lot I miss if I floated into the sky and never saw this planet again. I'd miss Cali obviously, but I'd miss college and my beautiful dresses too. Would it be easier to live in total isolation even if I miss the things I love? So the time for this, okay, it's already like 1 hour. So first one is 53, second is 1. Things I love. Could I be a lolita in space? Again, I just have to be at this point to be actual safe. I know I played satisfying temperature, but I was down nudity, so I think that one was still in the fine. But there are not everything will be, you know, will be accepted in YouTube. It's just the sad reality, and YouTube just like really even with like 18 plus already the option, it's just the stupid ass thing about it. Could I be a lolita in space? I needed a suit, but maybe I could buy an extra large jumper skirt and put it over my spacesuit. I bet I could convince Callie to come to space with me too. Callie was so smart. She could keep bad things from happening. Callie in space. Then she'd be one step away from an angel. What would I be? Would I continue to be trash if I was above everyone physically? Maybe I could finally reach angel status too. It was hard to continue thinking. It felt as though my brain was being swallowed by the darkness inside the tank. Every part of my body had become nothing at all. Suddenly a light poured inside. There was Ama once again, saving me from the abyss. You seem to calm down in the tank after some time. This brings me pleasure. Ama helped me out of the tank. My limbs felt like jelly though. I wouldn't consider it a bad thing. I wish I could experience sensory deprivation every day actually. What did you think about 103, okay? I thought about when my girlfriend tried to have sex with me and I got too scared. I never told anyone about that situation before. There were several reasons. Why did you say no? Well, I don't really view myself as a sexual being, like at all. More as a cute girl who wears cute dresses. I forget about it a lot and try not to think about it. But I'm not sure I wanted to. Like I really want to, and I still want to now. But I'm just scared. When I look at my body, I'm just like, this body isn't mine. It doesn't need to be looked at by. anyone, especially not someone as beautiful as Calliope. And Calliope is like me too. Like we're both trans girls, but she seems different. She's almost fate-like. She's everything I'm supposed to be, and I'm too scared to let her see me in that state. The bugs were crawling all over me now. You can see me now, I just don't look like her. She's so soft and delicate. My bones are bizarre, and I don't deserve to be in her presence. Eleanor, do you think the average partner undresses their lover and then observes their bone structure? Well, everyone is conditioned their lives to keep their bodies covered, and I imagine it is far more difficult for you to imagine taking off your clothes around someone else because of your self-hatred. I do not know Calliope, but I am sure anyone who is willing to accept you in a Rococo-style dress is also willing to accept you without the dress. Human bodies have a lot of variance, and no human body is truly disgusting for not meeting your very high standards. I looked down at myself, something I rarely did. I wish my waist tapered inwards. My shoulders were too broad. My wasn't exactly the first thing people thought of when they heard the word lesbian, but Emma said I looked fine. Maybe I was fine. Calliope. What would it even take for Calliope to be repulsed by me? She watched me when my face was red and my eyes were swollen from tears. She'd seen me when I first came to college and escaped my parents' clutches. My hair had been in terrible and maintained locks. The clothes I wore were ill-fitting. I hadn't learned how to soften my voice, yet she still loved me. I really was worried over something childish. I just have a body, and I mean, some people would hate my body. Well, many people hate my body, but like Calliope, I honestly can't imagine her doing that. She's like, I can't imagine her hating anyone's body. Anybody's body. Honestly, double it. But that can still work anyway. I imagined her holding me, us holding each other. I couldn't wait to be with her again and be in her arms, even if a part of me wanted to stay here forever. Triple nuts? But what if it goes wrong? If something goes wrong, then you find a solution, Eleanor. We stood in silence, staring at one another. I wanted to bring more objections, more reasons for why Calliope would find me repulsive, but they all seemed silly in hindsight. Well, can I get my clothes back? Oh yes, your clothing is in your room. Emma and I walked through the facility. Without all my layers, I felt as though I was walking through a large refrigerator. Finally, we were in my room. My clothes were all laid on my bed. Okay. What time is this? We don't need to censor every all things. Okay, 109. Thank you for not doing anything to them. Why would I do something to your clothes? Because they're weird. You, you didn't do anything though, so we don't have to worry about it. Did someone throw away your clothes at some point? My dad would, but like, I don't live with him anymore, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Hopefully. Okay, Alienor. I will give you some time to yourself. Feel free to enter any of the unlocked rooms. There are some things for your enrichment. I watched as Ama exit into the room, then my eyes were back to on my clothes. I put on my stockings, then my petite coat, then my dress, and I carefully wrapped the bandages around my arms to avoid my scars being visible. They were difficult to look at sometimes. A reminder of my never-ending stupidity. The last thing I slipped on were my rocking horseshoes, my prized possessions, a staple of Lolita fashion. Calliope had given them to me because she was scared to walk in them. Luckily, they were white. Oh, and of course, I need to put on my headpiece. So that I'm trying to remember 53, 101, 103, I think, and then 109. Oh, and of course, I needed to put on my headpiece. I placed it in my curls and clipped it down. Is that a typo? I'm not sure. My cord was together. I was myself again. Hang on a little bit. I'm just gonna pause a little bit and print out a little something. Well, I think I might have paused before I was able to say like I'm going to take a water break as well. But I'm back. I also like listed the times I still remember before I was gone because my memory is sometimes bad, okay. So yeah. I walk around the facility and listen to the sound of my footsteps on the floor. I entered various open rooms, and most of them just had the tables, chairs, and nothing else. Clearly this place was unfinished and intended for more people. Eventually I found the library. The walls were covered in white bookshelves. There were a few computers sitting on desks. I browsed the bookshelves. Therapy and You. Wait a minute. CBT. It stands for Crash Bash Team. Is it for everyone? Alright. AI, the future of therapy. I didn't really read, but this didn't look particularly interesting anyways. I sat at one e-computer and pressed the power button, only to see there was no Wi-Fi. The only programs on the desktop were Chess, a document writing software, and File Explorer. I thought of how Calliope would react. Not even a code editor. No solitaire. I really miss her. I clicked the File Explorer and found that there were no recent files. They're wiped. They're wiped every 3 hours. It came out of nowhere. He told me I had time to myself. My apologies. It's okay. You don't really have anything to do on these computers. You can write a poem in Document Writer, play chess against the machine, or grab one of the library CDs. Emma walked towards the shelf and pulled the CD down. She approached the computer I was at and stuck the CD into the disc reader. An alert popped up on the monitor, and she leaned over my shoulder. And I clicked it, not learned. Triple bloods and pretty neat music. I guess it's danceable. Oh, good idea. Amos straightened and then held out her hand towards me. I stared at it. Was she serious? I guess she was. My hand was back in hers, and her hand was on my back. So cold, but she didn't move like she was made of metal. Or maybe metal moved more gracefully than I thought it did. When I thought of machinery, I imagined slow-moving robots that struggled to stay upright. Something made by my high school robotics club, I guess, but she felt almost human at times. It would be easy to forget she wasn't human if she wasn't so cold. Her monitor was so bright. It was nice to look into it. They weren't as scary as human eyes. I almost found myself hypnotized by the blueness, like the sky. I think I could hear her softly humming to the music. There was no way she didn't have a soul like a human, right? Someone without a soul couldn't hum. Someone without a soul wouldn't ask to dance, right? Why did you ask to dance? Enrichment. She spun me around and my dress swayed. I felt almost like I was in a fairy tale. She leaned over me. I was closer to her than ever, and there was still no warmth. It was wonderful. Robots would make you realize what being ethereal means. But then the music stopped. The fairy tale was over. She let me go, then took the disc out of the disc reader. She placed it back in its case, then slipped it onto the top shelf. That was the most fun I've had in a long time. I enjoyed it immensely, Eleanor. I am happy you indulged me. Yes, it didn't even feel real. I sat down at the desktop computer and opened the chess game. Then promptly remembered I couldn't play chess and closed it. Calliope needed to install solitaire here stat. Do you read, Eleanor? Not really. What are your hobbies? Lolita fashion and being with my girlfriend. Is that all? Lolita fashion encompasses a lot of things. I'm always reading machine translated magazines, browsing through storefronts, and watching lots of videos to keep up with the recent events. It keeps me busy. And having a girlfriend keeps me very busy too. And school as well. I don't need any hobbies. It's important for you to have some emotional outlet. I am happy that you have Lolita fashion, but have you considered exploring other activities? I'm not good at most things, so I don't do much. It's fun to just read about a major interest of mine though. I am running out of things to read and videos to watch. I end up rereading things a lot. Triple dots. Processing. Have you considered making your own works? I'm not smart enough for that. Oh, but you definitely are. If you spend hours fixating on a topic, you could explain a lot of new concepts to others. Perhaps in a blog on your own magazine. Something similar, especially if you're running out of content. It would be fun, I think, though I wasn't sure if people even read blogs anymore. But even if no one was reading, compiling everything I knew into one easy-to-read resource would just be a fun activity. Perhaps I could do it someday. I will. Perfect. You're showing excellent progress, Eleanor. I am very proud of you. I was not comfortable with that statement. It was far too familiar. I'm not sure. At every facility I go to, they tell me I'm making progress, then let me into the real world. Well, facilities are meant to stabilize you. I fall into the same old habits every time, and I'm still constantly afraid of the future. I would like to help as much as I can in the time that I have. This is intended to be a short-term facility with a focus on safety and crisis intervention. I don't have all the resources I should be equipped with, unfortunately, but I can make a comprehensive discharge plan for you when the time comes. And when that time does come, I truly believe you will make it, Eleanor. Honestly, maybe it's my fault facilities don't help. I don't show the extent of my issues. Did you know I wish I could wear my girlfriend's skin? That I want to burn down my house sometimes while my parents are still inside. I don't think anyone really understands how bad it gets. Emma reached out to me, but I back away. You're going to be just like the rest of them. I don't even know why I came here. I guess I was at the end of my rope. But you're just going to let me back out there and the world's going to end, and then I'll kill myself somewhere. Or actually, maybe if God finally grants me some mercy, I'll be killed. Finally. And they can tear apart my insides and record me while they do it. People really love dead girls. Did you know that? People are remembered when they die horribly. Eleanor. I ran past Emma. I wasn't sure why I was running, or where I was running to. Down the hallway to my room. Everyone wanted to get rid of me so fast, all the time. I just wanted to be taken care of for as long as I needed to be, but no one would do that for me. Not a single soul in the world could deal with me. Calliope. Even Calliope. I sobbed. And sobbed. I felt a hand on my back, and something sharp entered my neck. Just go to sleep for now. I turned my head and there was Emma, the robot angel herself. I can't believe I yelled at someone trying to help me. I was terrible. An angel's patience is eternal, but my lover is only human. I was sitting on my bed, my arms covered in blood. I'd run out of bandages and I was too embarrassed to leave my room without my arms covered. She was here. I stood and approached the door. Deep breath. I opened it, and there she was. Calliope came in without a word. She closed the door behind her and opened her grocery bag. She spread out the contents on the floor, then cleaned my arms. Her silence was frightening. I needed to say something. I'm sorry. Callie did not lift her head and peer into my eyes. She did not smile or acknowledge that I said anything. Not until my arms were completely clean. It stung, but she did not comfort me. I would flinch, but she would not look at me. It felt like the girl I loved wasn't there at all. I had really messed up. Callie. Finally, she spoke. You have to stop doing this. I'm not going to be able to save you every time you hurt yourself. I don't want you to save me. I just messed up today. Ellie, I really like you. I really do. But I cannot watch you do this to yourself. My heart can't take it. Even if you don't call me to help you, I know what you're doing. She was not meeting my eyes. I wanted to reach out to her, but something told me if I did, both of us would be hurt. Do you ever wonder what I would do if you accidentally killed yourself? Do you think I could survive knowing the love of my life ended her own life, and I did nothing to stop her? I'm not going to kill myself. I'll be fine. Triple nuts. Every day I watch you not eat enough food. I watch you wrap your arm in bandages. I watch you sleep through class. I needed to respond. I'm sorry. Once I do, it doesn't even feel like you're trying, Ellie. I want to be with you. I want to have fun with you. But when we have a picnic together and I watch you pick at your food, knowing after a date you'll return home and hurt yourself. I don't know what to do. I am trying. I didn't know you felt that way. Bile was rising in my insides, and the bugs were returning. They were all over. I'm sorry, Ellie. I know you are trying. I was just telling you how I felt. Kelly looked like she wanted to leave. I wanted to tell myself that this was a slip of a tongue. But someone didn't say something like that. If they hadn't been thinking about it for a while. How could she say I wasn't even trying? It wasn't my fault. I felt so lethargic I couldn't even get out of my bed. And she didn't get my thoughts felt like they were leaking out of my skull. My heart would come out of my chest if I didn't have some outlet. Why are you even with me if I stress you out so much? Obviously, because I love you. There's nothing about me to love. I'm a gore-obsessed self-harmer. Who sleeps all freaking day. You really deserve someone better. you really feel that way, then okay, maybe I should leave you. And do it. I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that. I shouldn't have. I needed to stop her. Open your mouth, Ellie. Callie was walking towards the doorway. She looked back at me. It can't go on like this. The door closed softly. She was gone. My eyes opened. Stupid. I mumbled to myself as I tried to escape the haze. It felt like I was being pulled back into the dark abyss. I couldn't allow myself to go back to sleep. There were no more dreams I could handle. Looking around a little bit. I got out of bed. I had yelled at Emma, just like I yelled at Callie. Why had I yelled at either of them in the first place? Was I incapable of handling any criticism of my behavior? My dream. I wanted to be a thin, bloody girl everyone wanted to save from danger. I'd even feel like, perhaps a bloodied lamb. And I thought I was getting closer to the image I wanted to be, while driving people away in the process. Emma. There was no response from the metallic nurse. My stomach was twisting into tiny knots. The bugs were crawling. Was she going to leave me too? Or had I driven her away? I entered the dining hall. No clanging of pots, no smell of food. I ran from room to room, searching, my shoes clacking as I got faster. Was I alone? Finally, I entered the door at the end of the hallway. Emma was sitting on the floor, her wires connected to the walls. Oh, you weren't supposed to wake up yet. Are you okay? I'm just monitoring. I was until you woke up. It's about time for the end of your stay. What? This facility is focused on rehabilitation and subconsciousness research. The drugs I gave you greatly influence your dreams. I'm sorry if they cause you distress. It's okay? What do you mean? Your dreams allowed me to get great insight into your arrival and the most important thing to you, the love of your life, Calliope. And it appears that what spurred your arrival here was an argument. You can see my dreams. I cannot see your dreams exactly, but I can make sense of them. It's not something you could make sense of. Emma stood and approached me, the wires moving along with her. She was in front of me, her monitor glowing. Would she tell me off for how I treated her and Calliope? Would she finally put me out of my misery? When you're in a relationship, sometimes you hurt one another. This is true of every kind of relationship, family, friendships, and romance. I don't think you're a bad person, Eleanor. You have the potential to be a great person even, but you cannot get better if you refuse to examine yourself. I'm Sorry. You say sorry quite often, but do you know what you are sorry for? I know that. Tell me, please. Out of it. For getting upset with you for telling me the truth. And if you apologize to Calliope, what would you apologize to her for? What would I apologize to Callie for? For getting upset at her for expressing her feelings to me. But she'd done something that hurt my feelings too. I'd apologize for getting upset with her, but she told me I wasn't trying. I don't think that's okay either. It sounded like I was pouting. I mean, I know she was just telling how she felt. She was just telling me how she felt, but it hurts. Have you considered telling her that? Telling Callie? There are a lot of things I never told Callie. And we probably had that conversation because there were a lot of things she didn't tell me. Oh, I need to talk to her. I'm scared it's too late. I just disappeared. You still have time, I'm sure, Eleanor. Emma disconnected herself from the wires. And she took my hand and we walked down the hallway. We exited the door at the front of the hallway, and we were back in the waiting room. Amy walked behind the desk. Walked behind the desk and handed me a clipboard. I wrote my name on the sign out. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, Eleanor. I do think you'll come back here or end up hospitalized again. But it's okay. You're always welcome back if you're in crisis. And you have a lot to work on. But I think if you focus on communication skills, you'll get somewhere fast. We walked down the long endless hallway and up the stairs. I opened the door to see the sun peeking through the clouds. You know, I haven't seen the sky in a long time. I'm happy you could see it with me. I had fun with you. Goodbye, Eleanor. Or see you soon. And Emma disappeared back into the facility. A year passed. Within that year, I returned to Riverview Women's College. My girlfriend, God bless her heart, would readily look at me for months with tears in her eyes and say she was so happy I hadn't killed myself. I tried to make it up for her. Make it up to her. I threw out my razors and cooked meals for myself. I reached out to the college about my grades and housing for the summer. I want to be a functioning person for her sake. I also asked Callie to talk to me about her feelings. She'd struggle and look at me like she was worried about my responses, but it always ended up okay. It was way better than her just comforting me. Emma was right. Communication does get you a long way. On the anniversary of my departure, I wanted to have a grand tea party. Callie was lifting my dress up and down, just keeping her hands busy. She would look at me, then out the boxcar door, then at me again. Do you have something to say? Did we really have to sit in a boxcar to visit your friend? I mean, yeah. Unless you wanted to walk all the way out here, it's pretty long walk. I guess it'd be worse to walk, but trespassing is scary. You know what they do to my scholarship if they do to my scholarship if they caught me trespassing, Ellie? Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe we should have walked. I'm just teasing you, Ellie. She gave me a kiss on the cheek. Is the person we're meeting a lolita? Well, no. Well, we can tell her all about it. I wasn't sure how I convinced Callie to ride in the boxcar of a train, but she was here with me. Only my girlfriend would allow me to hide at the train station and board the train while no one was ever looking. And oh, the field, I recognized it. It was time to go. Come on. Come on. We're jumping off. Before she could complain, I grabbed her hand and we jumped off the train. She landed face down in the field. I grabbed her shoulders and turned her towards me. And she hurt herself. Is my dress dirty? I couldn't help but smile. It's pristine. We stood and walked through the familiar field towards a concrete structure. The paddock was still gone. Had anyone else been here while I was gone? You're not about to murder me, are you, Ellie? If I murdered you, it'd be somewhere much prettier. And I'd have to bring something to kill myself with too. Murder suicide, it's the way for lovers, you know. The way for lovers, you know. You're such a romantic, Ellie. She pushed open the door and we descended the stairs. Callie's Mary Jane's clack on each step. As we descended, we walked down the hallway, holding hands. Callie would throw glances at me, but there was no sign of fear or distrust. I would just give her a small smile. Finally, we made it. The walls were still white. The desk was still here. The ceiling tile shifted and the robotic nurse descended from the ceiling. Welcome back. The end. That was
Spring is here, a suffering is here. Life is skittles and life is here. I think the loveliest time of the year is the spring. I do, don't you?
This is a problem.
But there's one thing that makes spring complete for me.
I mean, I still let copyrights anyway. But like, it's going to be an issue as well as I wrote the censoring I will be already doing.
On a spring afternoon when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. Every Sunday you'll see my sweetheart and me as we poison the pigeons in the park. When they see us coming,
It's not a
birdies
brand,
all
it's your
try and hide. But they still go for peanuts when coated with cyanide. The sun's shining bright, everything seems alright when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We've gained notoriety and caused much anxiety in the Audubon Society with our games. They call it impiety and lack of propriety and quite a variety of unpleasant names. But it's not against any religion to want to dispose of a pigeon. So if Sunday you're free, why don't you come with me and we'll poison the pigeons in the park. And maybe we'll do
Well, there's a
squirrel or two while we're poisoning pigeons in the park.
Of
We'll
course.
murder them all amid laughter and merriment, except for the few we take home to experiment. My pulse will be quickening with each drop of strychnine we feed to a pigeon. It just takes a smidgen to poison a pigeon in the park.
Well, the problem there will be still be like, you know, test copywriting anyway, because it might be a copyrighted song. I know I still let copyrights anyway, as long as that like you know something will be jamming to it, which again already is an issue. But even if this is the shortest of them all so far, my god, it was pretty. This is really amazing. I guess there's like a lot of like things I could relate as well again. And issues, but of course again, if I have time to analyze, I would. There's so many moments, of course, in this. There's like number, of course. But yeah, overall, again, the art is pretty neat. And yeah. Oh wait, this is a very hard one because this one is like much more darker and of course mature themes than the previous two. I mean, the other one is literally a war, of course, but yeah. I guess by far this is the most the darkest of them all, I guess. And of course, the moon looks beautiful tonight. It's still the lightest. Oh, it's still great. It's still great. I think I still enjoy it. Like I have a lot of like understanding and like you know some moments that I also felt as well in something else. I would say number, but won't say a lot. Still pretty amazing. Overall, that was really pretty good. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Stay toasty. Well, still sadly, I'm not sure if I will let the music play. I think we will not be able to. So I will just do a test upload and then delete it immediately. If there was like, if the cover is there, I might mute I might replace it with something else sadly, and that. While I do still allow copyrights, of course, and then because of course that's still understandable. It's just going to be hard. Again, that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm just going to play another game after this. There's like a lot of moments. I wish I could like explain most of the time, but sometimes others do already the bigger explanation. But yeah. So, see you later.